Hey, it's all about automation, and this is Gary Mintchell, editor-in-chief, Automation World Magazine, and blogger, Twitterer, and other kinds of weird stuff going on. And I'm in the middle of quite a few weeks of travel. Technically, it's 9 straight weeks, although it's not as bad as it sounds. Partly because a couple of those weeks are one was vacation, another was kind of a quasi-vacation. So, but it's got me to thinking about, you're going to think this is a non sequitur, it got me thinking about thought leadership. I have been approached by 2-3 companies, or maybe more, with the express purpose that they want to be thought leaders in particular areas within manufacturing. And essentially, kind of what they've done is bundle a bunch of their products and services together into something that sounds like a buzzword that or a commonly high-profile word right now, and then they bundle all that together. They come out with a mission statement and a white paper, and they push that out, and they want to be the thought leaders in that particular area, and that's well and good. That's okay, and so I got to thinking though, especially after this week's travel, which was a couple of days in Austin, Texas. I was down at the WBF meetings, and WBF, hit a rough spot. They kind of drank a little of the Kool-Aid that ISA gave out a couple, 3 years ago when ISA wanted to be the Uber organization of organizations, and maybe they could be an umbrella, and all the other organizations like WBF, like OMAC and WINA and some others, anybody else, please, could come in, and ISA would make money by charging management fees and managing the organizations, hopefully obtain new members, because ISA really needs new members, and a lot of benefits to ISA. Well, unfortunately, the benefits that accrued to ISA didn't accrue to any of the other organizations, and so most are on their way of divorce right now. And then the economy hit, so WBF took last year off from their conference. Very unfortunate. This year's conference was superb. They had really great presentations, and even a few of them, a couple were solely put on by a supplier. I can think of 1 or 2 by Honeywell, and a couple of them was a pairing of an actual user who actually did stuff paired with an engineer from Emerson. There were a couple of Emerson, and there was a Rockwell presentation. But that's a misnomer, because in no case were any of these commercial. In no case was somebody coming out and saying, we're a company X and we want to be the thought leader. The actual thought leader stuff going on was actually, it already sort of happened with ISA 88, ISA 95, batch B2 MML, and batch ML, and all these kind of thinking going into standards and definitions where people had thought about manufacturing, thought very deeply about manufacturing, and it come up with models and standards and definitions that people can use. And a lot of these papers had to do with, how do I take that and extract that information, think about my manufacturing process or the manufacturing process of my client, and apply these models as we do new things, and what benefits do I accrue from that. So to me, these are true thought leaders out there on the forefront of manufacturing, figuring out better ways to model and think about their enterprise, and then implement these solutions. And I use that word knowingly. I hate the word typically, but it's a true solution where they applied products, expertise, and people, and came out with a new way of doing things which made things better for the manufacturer. And one reason I'm bringing this up is we do a number of these. My magazine, Automation World, coupled with Packaging World magazine, does a packaging automation forum that was held the first week of May. And once again, we had people come out, and this was a lot of ISA 95 stuff there. How do I model these things, and how do I put it together, and how do I come up with a manufacturing system that gets better information to the people that really need it in time for appropriate decisions, and then other benefits like track and trace and other things going on. So there was a lot there. WBF, plenty of that kind of thing. Sometimes at user conferences, if you can get to the sessions where users are speaking. And I was just at ABB, and coming up in 2 weeks I'll be at RS Tech Ed, which is Rockwell Software. The week after that is Honeywell, and I think it's the week after that. No, the week after that is Mesa, and that's another one where people are applying ISA 95 and some other things. And if you go to the Mesa one in Dearborn in a couple of weeks, we'll have an opportunity to actually have input back with some of the standard setters to help define some of the things going on in manufacturing. So a lot of stuff going on, and then a week after that it looks like I'll be going to the Siemens PLM, Product Lifecycle Management. Kind of a delayed session. They were supposed to have met last week in Nashville, and with the unfortunate happenstances going on in Nashville and the flooding, to which I hope they're recovering. I'm not hearing much anymore, but they moved it to Dallas and holding at the end of the month. So a lot of stuff going on, and if you're involved in any of those things, these are great ways for you to actually become a thought leader. And if you're listening to this, you probably are. You're probably thinking about how to do manufacturing better, looking for better tools and better solutions and better people to work with, and getting things done so that your plant manager is happy, quite frankly, because you need to continually make manufacturing more important to the company, make manufacturing efficient, effective, and most of all, profitable. So I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking the people that are actually thought leaders probably are not the ones that go out and proclaim that they're thought leaders. They're more people that do some of this tedious work of actually, shall we say, thinking and putting it together into practice and getting things done. So I respect a lot of those. Every presentation, the quality of the presentation depends on how comfortable a speaker is in projecting and so on, and that's always a little bit variable. But the quality of the presentation in terms of content, everyone in the day and 2/3 at WBF was excellent, really good. It's as good as I've heard anywhere, and there are a lot of these things. So I really encourage you to get out, and if you have company budget problems, tell them it's educational, or it'll help me do a job better, that when I come back we can apply these things and become more profitable, and get around to the ones that interest you. I'm on the committee at Mesa, so I've got a vested interest in trying to get some people there. But I think it'll be excellent. We have some really excellent sessions coming up, people speaking on what they've done. Plus, we have 2 unconferenced sessions, which means they are unstructured. One will be led by the metrics team and Julie Frazier, and she'll want to be getting input on what kind of metrics do you need and want to help you run your plant better or your company better. And the other one will be on ISA 95, but it's not on ISA 95 as much as what does it mean, how can I use it, what input do you have, what questions do you have from some of the people that actually wrote the standard, and a little bit of give and take on this for best practices on how to, once again, run your company better with the information that ISA 95 can give you if you implement it properly. So a lot of opportunities coming up, a lot of things you can be doing, a lot of learning still to be done. I just encourage you to become one of those thought leaders and participate in all these number of opportunities and help us make manufacturing more effective and important in the life of your country and your company. So with that, this is Gary Mintchell, and I'm speaking on the Friday before Memorial Day. You probably won't see it until after Memorial Day. So in that case, I hope you had a good weekend. Of course, that's in the U.S. I understand England also has or maybe it's all of Britain, has a holiday on Monday also. I don't know where else. Probably the rest of the world you're working, but that's okay. You have your holidays too. But this is Gary Mintchell. I hope you had a good weekend, and talk to you again later. And look me up in one of these conferences. See ya. Bye.